just a reminder that our meeting is being recorded here. So as well, I thought it'd be probably important that we have a second meeting to ensure that that I've captured all of the information that is needed so that proper decisions can follow. Now, do you remember, likely you do, but do you have a good recount as to what we talked about previously during your interview? Mm-hmm. Is there anything from that previous meeting that after departing from that meeting, did you remember anything else that we may have or should have talked about?
No.
Nothing else?
No.
Now, since departing from that meeting, I learned that there's been a couple of individuals you've been having some problems with.
Yes.
And do you want to tell me about that particular part?
So FAS was what I had told you, but I didn't mention it because it was only outside of universities when I saw him, like Southgate and Wested, yes. But when I did start university...
And that was the same date that those two incidents had happened?
Yes.
Sometime in July of this year.
And then when university opened, it was the first day, I'm pretty sure, when all those, there was all those food things up and all that, like orientation for the new kids that came. So I saw him, like, we would be standing in line, and from, me and my friend were standing in line, and from out of all places, he, like, came through the line right next to me, and he passed beside me, and I found that weird, but we didn't really, she said maybe it's because, like, everybody's here, and I can't really blame him for that. But then in university, when I sat and I was studying with her, he came, and we looked, and he was sitting right next to us. So we figured he was following us somehow, but then my friend left and my sister came, and I told my older sister that I feel like he's following me, and she told me not to be afraid of him. And she took me back to cab again to get an ice cap from Tim Hortons, and he came again the same way, and he just crossed me while I was standing in the line when my sister was there, and he just crossed really close, so I found it really weird, and I tried to avoid going to cab after that. But then I did find him staring at me in a weird way, and I felt like he was following us. And then after that, during those days, there's the two girls that I had mentioned, my mom mentioned, Samita and Kinza. So Samita is Jay's girlfriend, but I'm not sure why. My mom thought that Kinza was Faz's girlfriend. I'm not sure if she is, but she's just always with him, so I figured she thought because of the picture they were all together or something. But I only know that Samita's Jay's girlfriend, so me and my sister and Miriam were sitting in cab, and Faz was sitting at a little distance with those two girls. And he was staring the same way, and my sister saw him, and she was like, you shouldn't sit here if you feel uncomfortable with him around. So we were going to get up and leave. This was the first day. And the two girls got up with us, and they came behind us. And then here I was like, let's just take a turn to make sure if they're following us, if it's just us who feel that way. And then we turned the other way, and they came behind us. And they were acting like they were talking to each other, but they came everywhere we went until we got to the LRT station. And then I just said to Hera, like, maybe it's just us who think they're following us, but it was really strange because the minute we got up, they got up too, without Faz, and it just felt like he had told them, or, because I do know they know, because they are really close friends with Jay, and the way they stare at me, I can tell that they do know something, because we left going to cab, me and my friend, because we knew he would be there all the time. So we went up to Cameron's upper portion. Second portion is where we study a few days ago, and then we went upstairs and his whole group was sitting, and then I saw the two girls just stare at me and give me like weird stares, and my friend was like, it's like they're trying to scare you or something, but I just looked away and we walked straight. And then Faz got up when we were walking that way, and he just started looking in a weird way, and he pretended like he was on the phone with somebody, and then as soon as we saw him, he just sat down. And then ever since then, I haven't seen him, but I do see him in cab. He just stares and he just walks away.
Now, the events that you kind of described about Faz and these other two girls, this all took place over that first week in
yes,
September, back to school?
Where they started staring at me has started now. Like, it was recent. So, like, I can say 2 weeks ago, or...
Was the last time?
Yeah, when I saw them, and they were staring at me the same way, because the ex-girlfriend does know me, but the other girls and the other guys, I don't know them, and I've seen them all staring and acting weird, and as soon as we get up, they just get up as well, or they act like they're on their phone and they come really close to us, but then they just walk by, and it scares us, so we just leave the area. But then when we see them again, they'll just come really close to us, and they'll be like they're on the phone with somebody or talking to someone behind us, but there'll be nobody. So we figured they're just doing it like on purpose to like scare us or something, but that's pretty much it. So
Okay.
yeah.
So there's been no words exchanged by Faz or these two girls towards you, other than it's been some uncomfortableness
Yes.
by their direct stares in your direction or general direction. Is that fair to say? Okay. And through our correspondence, I had kind of outlined to you my intentions in regards to next steps with regards to Faz and the two girls. And you had mentioned that in that correspondence that you were kind of uncertain as to how or if I should reach out to the two girls. And your concern was that it might cause further problems. Have you had any further consideration about that whatsoever?
The only thing I thought of was that if Faz found out, it was like he knew because he's his best friend, so I figured he would know. But I thought, what if they were like just staring at me because Faz had told them a fake story and they didn't know, and that just like the story would go around. And because like those girls are friends with other friends of mine that I know from like high school and girls that I know at university, but I'm not close friends with his friends. Like the only friend of his I knew was Faz because he had told me he was his friend, and the ex-girlfriend I knew because he told me that he had broken up with her. So that's the only way I knew them. But the other two girls are like linked to a lot of my friends from high school and from university as well. And I just thought if they found out, they'd probably like, I could guarantee my friend not telling somebody or my family, but I can't guarantee that those girls wouldn't. And especially from being his friends, I don't expect them to say anything good about me. So that's the only thing I was afraid of. But then I think of if it helps in any way, and if it's just getting their account of what they know, that doesn't really matter to me because I don't know them personally at all. And I felt threatened by Faz because maybe he's a guy and I was scared of him because he was Jay's friend. But as them, all they do is just stare at me and make me feel uncomfy. So that's, but I'm okay with you talking to them still. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
And in regards to Faz, how would it? Are you wanting to make a formal complaint about Faz and his contact with you here at the university, or are you wanting me just to make him aware of the concern and make him aware of future consequences if the concern doesn't stop?
That's what I want. Just you to talk to him that way. I don't want to make any future complaints about him or any of his friends anymore.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right. You just want that
Yeah.
whole behavior just to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds fair enough. Now, you had mentioned you were with a friend when all this happened. Is that Tareen?
Yes.
Okay.
That's who I'm with all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure, just to clarify, because I've already spoken with her and acquired her information, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't. Somebody else might be a friend, and so there's no misunderstandings. So based upon now everything that we've talked about, is there anything further that we haven't talked about that you feel is important that should be mentioned at this point?
I don't think there's anything else.
We've covered everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
All right.